Welcome to the Uncommon Transformation television series.
You are welcome to Akwa Ibom State, the land of uncommon transformation. Come and join us, live amongst us, and invest, and you will not regret. I welcome you.
The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, is one of Nigeria's most dreaded anti-graft agencies that many would rather not be linked with. But for a man like Governor Godswill Akpabio, Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State, there was no cause for alarm to receive invitation from such an agency, having justified by all standards the mandate the people gave to him. Having carefully scrutinized Akpabio's track record of achievements, the Commission extended its invitation to him to address its Governors Forum on the topic Good Governance and Transformation. A citation of the governor showed this trust by the ICPC.
In 2002, he was appointed as the Honorable Commissioner for Petroleum and Natural Resources. Between 2002 and 2006, he served as a commissioner in 3 key ministries. His admirable attributes, charisma, and virtues led to a mass statewide movement for him to seek higher office. His governorship bid in 2007 was anchored on the unselfish premise, let God's will be done. With this mass support, he defeated 57 aspirants in the primary election to emerge the candidate of the People's Democratic Party in 2006. On April 24, 2007, he was elected governor, and in 2011, he was re-elected governor, after running a campaign anchored on the slogan, let God's will be done again. Indeed, God's will has been done in all facets of life in Akwa Ibom State. God's will has been done in the free and compulsory education program initiated by the Akpabio administration from primary to senior secondary school. This has curbed the house help syndrome, which the state was hitherto known for. His Excellency Governor Godswill about Akpabio's sojourn through life appears to have been preordained and conditioned for leadership and impact. His life is like an emerging radiance, and we have only caught a glimpse of his potential. He's consumed with a passion to do good to all manners of people, and this has marked him out as a treasure in Akwa Ibom State in particular and Nigeria in general.
This indeed was a familiar terrain for a man who was moved by love and compassion for the well-being of his people, and driven by an unquenchable passion to reform his state, took over the mantle of leadership. The result is the story of the uncommon transformation being told about Akwa Ibom State today. Addressing the forum, Akpabio maintained that in embarking on the transformation, he was driven by anger about the state of infrastructure generally in Nigeria and Akwa Ibom in particular, and the servitude of our children, stressing that his intention from the outset was never to gain accolades and praises, but to genuinely take the state to a level never attained before.
I was like you. I never believed in government. In fact, I had no faith in government. For 29 years, I had no road to my village. When I come home, I'll drive my car to Ikotepene, and I'll park the car there and try to take Okada to the village. And the road that passes through my village, they say it's a federal road. That is the same road that Shimos Ezebo uses to go to his place in Abaka. I'm just giving you an example.
Yes.
And if the Okada man does not know you, he will not carry you, no matter the amount of money that you pay. So, to just in a nutshell, to tell you the story of how I came to be here, I was totally disillusioned with government. And so in 2002, when I was invited to serve as a commissioner, I had doubts. Initially, I rejected the appointment. And I was told that, oh, in fact, I said, you had less than 11 months in the first tenure to go. What impact will I be able to make? And by 2007, I came face to face with reality, that in life, nothing comes easy. And if you need to make a change, you need to be angry. So I got very angry. I believe the challenge of our nation today, we became free in 1960, is for Nigerians to become free themselves. Free from fear, free from murder, free from kidnapping, free from poverty, free from ethnicity, free from bombing, free from tribalistic discrimination, and even free from fear of even exercising your job, even as a security man with a gun in your pocket, that somebody that you are supposed to protect will cut off your head from behind. That a nation can have freedom without its people becoming free. Free from potholes, free from fake drugs in hospitals, free from decayed infrastructure or absence of infrastructure, and free from totally poor governance. The free and compulsory education of my government is open to all Nigerian children irrespective of religion. So what Joshua Nkomo was saying is that a country can win freedom without its people being free. Free to associate with one another. Free to marry from anywhere. Free of total religious bigotry.
Rolling out the secrets of the success of his administration, as it were, to the august gathering, Akpabio said his administration plugged all loopholes in the system and employed best practices in the management of resources, with a budgeting principle of over 80% for capital expenditure and less than 20% for recurrent, culminating in the total transformation of infrastructures in the state. Under Governor Akpabio, Akwa Ibom has become a model state where governance and transformation mingle.
In considering the last 6 years of my administration, the topic you gave to me, good governance and transformation, becomes very apt. So let me attempt to say a few things that I've done, which I believe that if other leaders should emulate, will really help in shaping the country. First, Mr. Chairman, budgeting. We have maintained a ratio of 80% capital and 20% recurrent consistently for 6 years. 80% capital and 20% recurrent consistently for 6 years. We achieved this by blocking all the loopholes of leakages in the system. And so we reduced the number of retreats and the number of seminars for Okada riders and their wives.
He said his administration engaged companies with the right skill and technology to build time-tested and durable infrastructure, while the jobs which did not need such high-tech skills were left for our non-skilled populace. The result of these policies, according to him, meant that our roads came with over 20 years no pothole guarantees. Government, he added, also maintained a high level of fiscal discipline and put in place a team of highly competent professional project managers who understood and interpreted the vision of government and ensured that projects were not only delivered on time but complied with contractual details and specifications.
We engaged companies that had the skills. In the past, contracts were given to, I apologize to my stakeholders, the political mongoose. In the past, contracts were given to political leaders. Then they would carry the contract papers and start looking for contractors and renegotiating with them. One mobilization is paid, of course, 90% of the mobilization goes to the man who brought the paper. And what is left to start the contract is little or nothing. That is an abandoned project from the beginning. In some instances, you now have wheelbarrow contractors who are given the job to dualize roads, and they use wheelbarrow to carry asphalt. I've seen you have wheelbarrow contractors. So the moment government comes in and believes only in patronizing those who made it possible for them to get into office, without looking at the skill and the capacity to deliver, automatically that government will fail and can never bring about transformation. So the first thing we did, we had to advertise and engage the best set of contractors in this country today. So Gerald Beja is working in my state, Centraco is working in my state, CCCC is working in my state, STEMCO, and also all the best construction companies are working with me. I had to invite them to the state, and they are working there. So they bid for the jobs, and we go through due process, and we give them the jobs. I don't need to know your face. If I come and you're not doing well, I'll cancel the job on the spot, and we are worried. And then, Mr. Chairman, we also instituted another policy. If you finish your job 3 months ahead of schedule, you get an automatic second job in Akwa Ibom. The result is that when we give you 30 kilometers of road, you struggle to finish it at least 4 months before time. So sometimes I have letters in my office where contractors are pleading with me. Your Excellency, you are commissioning my road in 5 months. You are commissioning my road in 5 months. Your Excellency, we are finished. You are the one wasting time. When are you coming? So I will go in the night and check if they actually finished. We set up a different system which we call interministerial direct level coordinating jobs. Now, that one, we take out 5, 10, 20 billion a year and then farm it out into small jobs. Renovation of classroom blocks, the building of classroom blocks, the building of hostels, and then of course, we farm those ones out to politicians. Those will be like 5 billion naira jobs, 10 million naira jobs. This is for empowerment of the citizenry. That is the one the chairman mentioned that we succeeded in doing up to 4,000 of such projects in the last 6 years. They are completed. Even as I speak now, I have over 210 of them waiting to be for commission. That I think is of importance for the sake of record is monitoring. We set up a monitoring unit made up of about 49 experts, quantity surveyors, engineers, architects, and all that, building planners, and then we put them together under a bureau of special projects headed by a special advisor. And the young man used to be, I think, one of the chief operating officers in Slum Major, engineer, I don't know what I said. So we brought him up. So he has about 49 experts, quantity surveyors, engineers, and all that. And then we divide them into the 3 senatorial districts. So that even if it's a local contractor that has capability in road construction, that has a job, the quality must be the same as the one delivered by JB. The reason is because of measurement. Because they are there to measure. So if you need certain centimeters of asphalt, the monitoring unit must ensure that it is done. And then you keep to specification. That way, there is no single road, even the small urban roads that we did since 2007, that has a single pothole. You say it? There's not. Since 2007, that has a single pothole. These things are happening. We must be mindful of the fact that we must diversify our economy and use the current resources well, and then to build sustainable infrastructure. We must not do politically constructed roads and politically constructed infrastructure, where we go there, paint it, and then smile and wave at the people, and then 6 months later they are gone, and then there's record that you have done something. So that's why, if you are coming into my state, the other thing that will strike you will be the quality of the infrastructure. Oh my God, it's amazing.
The projects include Akwa Ibom International Airport with the longest runway in the country, the e-library, Ibom Tropicana with an accompanying second 5-star hotel, the pipe-jacking underground drainage system, a 30,000-seater Olympic-sized stadium, concentric flyovers, over 300 roads, both state and federal, measuring more than 1,200 kilometers with street lighting facilities, among others.
In 6 years, we've done over 310 urban roads. We can count at least 49 in Eket. We can count at least 34 in Oran. I hope many of them are completed now. We can count at least 30 in Ikotipene. We can count at least 19 completed in Abak. We can count at least 20 completed in Ikorabas. We can count at least 42 completed in Uyo. And then we intervene even in federal highways. We've done at least 200 kilometers of federal roads. We have done up to 1,200 kilometers of roads in the state. And then we intervene in major infrastructure. We built a brand new prison of international standard and handed over to the Federal Ministry of Interior. With correctional facilities. We completed the ongoing Le Meridian Hotel with the best golf course in Africa. We were given an award by Golf Week International Magazine of New York that we have the best golf course in Africa at the Le Meridian Hotel and Resort. It's a 5-star hotel. It's waiting for you if you are coming up. You can come and then it's being managed by a group called IMG, International Management Group from London. And then we are also building another center for you. For those of you who are coming for sharp business, we are building the Tropicana Center. We are now on the last floor. We are on the 16th floor now of the 5-star hotel.
Governor Akpabio traced Nigeria's problems to corruption, which he said has eaten deep into the psyche of Nigerians. He commended former President Olusegun Obasanjo for setting up the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC), which in the last few years has helped to bring forth good governance and attempted to weed out corruption in our midst, but said there was still more to be done in the fight against this cankerworm.
I also want to salute the foresight of the former President of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, for setting up this ICPC and the EFCC. I want to tell you from a perspective of a leader of a state that those two bodies and other agencies fighting corruption have assisted a lot to reduce what used to be what I may call entrenched looting in the system of what you call governance in Nigeria. Of course, you know the implication. When somebody loots your money and packs it into a Swiss account, you cannot put something on nothing and expect it to stand. You can't put money that you would have used for development in Swiss account, and then you have the kind of projects we are mentioning here. You cannot. So first of all, even if you were doubting Thomas, you have to understand the fact that you can't eat your cake and have it. You cannot loot and then have a very large international bank account and at the same time hope to have a pothole-free state or hope to have a dualized road. You cannot. Neither can you have a general audit completed or even run a free and compulsory education policy open to all Nigerian children and pay subvention.
Chairman of ICPC, Honorable Ekpunta, lauded the developmental initiative of Governor Godswill Akpabio, which he said is breathtaking, and pledged the readiness of the Commission to leave no stone unturned in the war against corruption in Nigeria.
In fulfillment of Section 6B of the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act 2000, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, has over the years adopted several initiatives to promote the building of strong institutions to reduce corruption and promote good governance in Nigeria. Selected governors to come and share their experiences in the building of strong, sustainable institutions of governance. The selection process is based on many factors, including sampled public opinion, international perception, and of course, identifiable and verifiable indices. What we're doing here today is apolitical and strictly academic and in pursuit of instituting good governance and strong institutions in our country.
The forum, which brought together the top echelon of the society, including security chiefs, journalists, civil liberties organizations, and others, provided opportunity for the governor to field questions from participants at the forum.
I hear about you from afar off, but hearing you today, I'm highly honored to be in your presence too. And in fact, when you were talking, I feel like relocating right now to Akwa Ibom, honestly. Because some of us can comfortably relocate ourselves all over the world, except within our country. I can relocate to Washington right now. I can relocate to South Africa. But I'm not comfortable relocating anywhere. Even the Abuja that we started and built is not the same thing we are seeing right now. But seeing all those things, Your Excellency, I'm coming to your state. So all said and done, we are a non-for-profit organization, and we've heard what your beautiful madam have been doing. But I still think there is still need to liaise with a lot of international organizations like ours who should be able to do some other things. There are things like the food bank, which is not said, and it is not until you know somebody bring it to your notice before you know that there's such a thing going on, and we'll be in a better position to show that to you. Thank you very much, sir.
So internally generated revenue, what I met on ground was between 300 million naira a month and 400 million naira a month, because Akwa Ibom is a civil service state. We're carved out of Cross River State, and there's no single industry as such. I have managed with what we have done. A few companies have come on their own, like I mentioned, the gas processing plant and a few other who are establishing small industries here and there. So we have raised the internally generated revenue now to between 1.5 billion to 2 billion every month. And that's what we have done now. And we had to work very hard on that. And so I want to join my voice to those who are calling that oil companies should go to areas of the operation to have their headquarters, so that they can pay taxes and also use the money to develop those areas. Otherwise, it will still be the same thing where people stay somewhere else. Maybe they stay, in fact, a time may come that they don't even operate in Nigeria. They live in London, pay taxes in London, and just come here, take your resources and go back there. And so if we call on that, I think it's something that we should look at. So that is on the aspect of the finances of the state. And then you ask the question whether I'm going to impoverish the people and mortgage their future. No, I try to live according to my size. The first time I've taken loan in all these things we are doing was this 2012, when we took a loan of 50 billion. And the reason why we took the loan was because our projection failed woefully. One is that oil production has dropped as a result of theft of the crude oil and as a result of pipeline vandalization, and so projected revenue from the federal government and the derivation failed. That's one. And then the second aspect of why we had to do that is that most of the monies owed us by the federal government on intervention in federal projects, not one naira has been given to us. So I can tell you that as at the last count, the Federal Minister of Works had done a projection and approved about 48 billion that ought to have been returned to us on intervention in federal roads. And yet we have intervened on federal roads up to the tune of about 103 billion. And then not one naira has been returned to us. So
Governor Godswill Akpabio used the occasion to commend the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, for his transformational governance of the country. He said, though beset with challenges, his administration has done a difficult job well and made every patriotic Nigerian proud, the imprints of which, he said, are manifest in the agricultural, power, health, transport, and indeed all sectors of the economy. This is the vision which the Akpabio administration undoubtedly shares in taking Akwa Ibom State to the next level.